Welcome back to Unqualified Talks with Andre and Kaiden. Today's episode is Stress the Silent Killer. Let's get into it. Before we do that, what's been happening the past week?
Pretty stock standard week. Completed prescript level 1.
Nice.
That was stressful in itself.
Yeah.
The quiz at the end, but passed it with flying colours. So
Perfect.
pretty stoked about that. Just sort of waiting till, level 2 started, but I didn't sign up for it just yet. I'm just waiting a little bit. I'll sign up for that one.
Nice. How long does that take?
That one is, I think that one's a 14-week course.
What was this one?
17 in total.
Yeah, right.
Going over hips, spine, and shoulders.
That's just with another coach, eh?
No, it's through a company called Prescript.
Oh, yeah, cool.
But my current coach, he works with them and does the labs with them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So, nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. Even though I didn't attend any of the labs because just schedule didn't line up. But
yeah.
No, that's why I waited for level 2 because I actually want to attend the labs for this one.
Where are they?
America-based, but my coach is South African living in Australia.
Okay. Does he do the labs here?
Yeah. So it's for like a standard Aussie standard time, but my schedule just quite lined.
Oh, they all online?
Yeah, the whole thing's online.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. So it is based. The company's based in America. Majority of the coaches and teachers are American.
Yeah,
but
it's all Australian time.
Yeah, they just record it over Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're like, you just attend it. If you can attend it live, it's really good because you can ask questions.
Yeah,
If not, you just watch the replay.
Yeah,
which is what I did through
like
the entire
uni for fitness coaches.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
That is good.
So I didn't get to attend any of them live, so I was pretty busy all the time. But that's why I waited for level 2 when I'm in a point where I can actually attend them live and get more out of it.
Yeah, that's unreal.
But yeah, that was stressful. That was good.
Got through it though.
Definitely. What about you? You've had a pretty
out
of the
So moved in with the missus this week, which has been good. It's less stress because it's less travel, but it was more stress trying to fit all the move in on top of everything that already happens in a standard week. But we're all moved now. Just finished this weekend. Did a quick trip to Brisbane to get the rest of the stuff. So now it's just trying to settle in and find routine and all that sort of stuff that comes with it, living with the person. We both haven't done that before, so just take it day by day. It's kind of the easiest way to do it, the easiest way to manage it. Just slow and steady. We tried rushing and just getting everything done quickly, but once we just sat down and took our time a bit, it made it a lot easier. Sorted itself out, exactly. All right, let's break down what stress really is. So my take on it is pretty simple. It's that fight and flight mentality. It's getting simple things like a notification, and then you just instantly your heart rate increases, and you're like, what was this? Who's calling me? Who's messaging me? Especially when you're not expecting it. I used to get that a lot, and it sucked. You get a notification. For some reason, you get a notification in your pocket, and you're like, oh no, what now?
Yeah.
And then it's also a bit more, I guess, scientific. It's that cortisol and adrenaline rush that you get from those responses.
Yeah, it comes down to your body prepared for a threat.
Yeah,
exactly. It thinks it's under attack.
Yeah, which is funny because I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about the lion versus email. Which sounds so stupid, but it made sense to me. So obviously back in the caveman days, they would see a lion and into that fight or flight mentality, and if that lion caught up to them, they were goners. And nowadays we get an email and we get that same response. Which is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's just the body's way of sort of dealing with that stuff. Obviously, stress is going to be a part of our everyday lives. There's no way to remove it. Reducing it is more the goal than removing it. Management. Yeah, stress management.
Exactly. And then as you would have seen in the title, we've got silent in there. And silent is a very important word when it comes to stress because it's something you don't see. You can't physically see stress as much as other things. Like you can see when someone's been in the gym training, they're getting bigger, they're getting stronger. But you can't necessarily always see stress. People tend to mask it.
Yeah.
It's something that is kind of normalized nowadays. Everyone thinks that being stressed is normal.
Yeah, they especially in the gym culture, it's very, very common to put your body under a ton of stress and without it really thinking twice. Like you go to the gym, you just take everything to complete failure on a leg day, for example. You destroy yourself, you're humble out, you're listening to the craziest heavy metal or, you know, electronic music you can think of. You're pumping your body. It's the same response as, like we just said, the email and the line. It's the exact same thing that you're putting your body through, except you're doing it probably 5 times a week for an hour straight.
Exactly. And it has that flow-on effect to mental too, because it drains you.
Yeah,
it drains 100%. You, and your body's trying to recover those legs, and then and then you're stressing about things outside of the gym, and it all has a flow-on effect.
Yep.
I think stress definitely has a big impact on performance. You'd probably see it with your clients.
Yes. Yeah, when you get to a pretty high level of stress, it will impact certain things that you need for recovery. Your digestion slows down because it's prioritizing the threat.
Yeah.
The threat isn't the meal you just ate.
Yeah.
It's that.
It's your legs are about to fall off.
Yeah. So it stops everything and goes, all right, we need to raise cortisol. We need to get everything pumped up to survive this threat. We'll come back to digestion later.
Yeah.
Now you're missing key nutrients from your meal you just ate, which is going to improve your recovery.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're staying in this super high stress rate. You're missing your digestion, which then throws onto your recovery, and your performance will dip because your recovery is shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've definitely, the last couple months, I've noticed I had a bit of I've had higher stress, and it definitely, like I said before, it has a flow-on effect to everything. So obviously with my partner living away, that was stressful in itself. We won't be able to see each other a lot. And then work stress, that compounds. It just compounds. Stress just compounds. It
does.
It's not, you can't separate stress. You can't really just have work stress and just have relationship stress. It's stress. It all compounds, and it definitely had an effect on my training. I was in the gym less because I had less, I guess, motivation, but I had less energy.
Yeah.
Like, it really drains you, stress. So you're just trying to survive and get through the day and get through the next thing. And things like gym and training, and definitely training as hard as I was and wanted to, it made it a lot harder because you're just trying to survive the day, trying to get through work, trying to get home, sleep because you're drained. It has a massive effect on your life.
Yeah, and a lot of it is self-induced stress.
Definitely.
The goal shouldn't be zero stress. It's to manage the stress that you don't need in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Like training stress is a given. You know, work stress, if you have pretty high career goals, it's going to be a given. So like living your life afraid of stress in itself is also very bad and stressful in a way.
And if you don't have stress, you then become less motivated, you become lazy. You want to have an optimal level of stress. It keeps you sharp, keeps you focused, keeps you energized. But there's a very fine line.
Yeah, the way I like to think of it is, all right, so we want to manage the stress that we have, sort of, that we can't remove.
Exactly. Yep.
By certain, you know, tactics that we'll go over later. But the biggest one is just resting.
Yeah.
Just taking some time away from things. My favorite one is a walk outside with no headphones, no music.
Yeah.
Just nature.
Obviously for this pod, I was doing a bit of research on stress and different ways to manage it. And that was one that came up, was taking a walk without your phone. And I haven't done it yet, but it's definitely something I'm going to implement, because a lot of our stress, like a modern day problem, is phones. And a lot of our stress comes from phones, down to, like we talked about before, notifications and getting that fight or flight response, or even comparison. I think comparison's a big stressor for me. It is too. Like, you see all these people online and you want to be at that level, but you also don't see what's behind the scenes in their life and what they did to build the stress they had to get there. So you really just got to take a step away from your phone, basically, and just appreciate what you have and really focus on yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go over a few things in your life that cause stress,
Cause stress, yep. So probably I have a lot of, I used to deal with a lot of stress that I didn't even know about, actually, a few years back. And then once I learned that it was stress, like what it actually is, was how I sort of changed some things around. But basically I had a lot of work stress. Obviously I was going to the gym, destroying myself in the gym. You know, I had pretty big bodybuilding goals as well that I wanted to achieve. And then obviously some more career goals outside of my main job. And then obviously relationship stress, because that comes through everything all the time. Even no matter how good your relationship is, there's still stress that revolves around it. And I wasn't managing any of this at all.
Yeah.
And I just, I didn't say I burnt myself out, but it really impacted everything negatively.
Mm-hmm. What stress came from your day-to-day job?
Well, because your day-to-day job, it's your main income, so you're going to be there. And when you have goals that don't align with this job, that's where the stress comes from. Like, I wanted to pursue bodybuilding, a bit of coaching as well, and I was stuck this job for the bulk of my day, a lot of overtime, just because I needed the income to support the other goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Where like sometimes you'd work through lunch, I wouldn't be able to eat meals, or work late, couldn't train.
Yeah, and we both have pretty big goals outside of our 9 to 5s. Well, not really 9 to 5s, unfortunately, but that it's a hard one because you want to strive for those goals and you want to put all the time in, but you've just got to find the balance.
Yeah.
And one thing I've been doing, because I've had the same sort of stress, like my job is high stress. Like if things go wrong, things can go really wrong. Yeah. And also being an apprentice, I'm constantly trying to learn.
Yeah.
So there's so much knowledge to consume, and that can be stressful in itself because you're trying to retain this knowledge. I'm trying to learn how to build a clothing brand. I'm trying to learn how to do this podcast. That's a lot of information to take in. And I think you've really just got to segment or separate your day. So for me, one thing I've started doing is at 5:30 each day, my phone goes onto like the personal mode, and all that does is it separates me from work, so no work notifications come through, and I can have that time put away for working on my other goals or working on my relationship, and really just break down my day, because that's all it comes back to. If you can get through each day how you want to, you're going to lower your stress.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things I heard actually is like, we'll throw this back to sport. You got, let's say, 27 games a year. Not quite, but let's say 27 games a year. No team goes undefeated.
No.
But there's always a winner.
Yes, correct.
So you can take L's, but you want to come back the next week.
How you bounce back. Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
Might need to tell the boys it for you. That's a good one. I might look like I'm
every team takes an L. It's not about that. It's how you bounce back the following week.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all the mini wins that add up to the overall win.
Yeah. Is there any other things that pop out to you in your life recently that have caused stress?
Studying, definitely. Trying to find time to studying.
Yeah, like you're talking about before, that's a big block of studying. What was 17 weeks?
Yeah, so there was one lecture a week about the topic, but there was multiple different people speaking the lectures.
How many hours would you have to put in a week to get through this first one?
I was doing probably about 2 to 3.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just because I wanted to listen to different people talk about the same topic.
Yeah.
Because I like how they've done it. They've got different coaches that have different backgrounds, and they talk about the same thing and how it applies to them. So you got one that works with athletes, one that works with general pop, one that works with more bodybuilding, physique, goal-driven clients.
There's 100 ways to skin a cat.
Yep. So I like to listen to those couple every week on the same thing, because you learn different from them, and they teach a different way and explain things a different way. So so that was 3 hours a week minimum on that. Like there was labs that I didn't go to that I would view from time to time, but I didn't have time.
Yeah.
Luckily I still passed.
Yeah.
Doing the bare minimum, but level 2, as I said before, it's much more complicated. So I want to really make sure that my stress and everything like that is managed, my time better, so I can really dive into that and attend them live. But obviously doing the bare minimum was also stressful in itself, because I wanted to do more. You always want to do more, but I had obviously things to do.
Striving for big goals, but life kind of takes over.
Yeah, but one of the things that I always think about is you're not meant to feel good all the time.
No.
It's like you're meant to have some form of stress, like we've already touched about.
Yeah.
So like just sort of accepting things and like, okay, is this going to impact me in a way that it's going to pull me away from my goals? Not really. Like I'm still moving toward my goals. So then, like why am I stressed about it?
Steady motion.
Steady motion.
Yeah, one thing we were talking about before was time management. I think you really hit it on the head. It's one way you can significantly decrease stress.
100%.
One thing I've started doing, which I've told you about before, was I've got a checklist app on my phone. It's just so simple, but it breaks down my day. As simple as just putting it like, I've got to do the washing, I've got to go to gym, I've got to go to footy training, I've got to go to work.
Yep.
5 things in my day tick them all off, you feel so much better about it because you know what you needed to get done got done, and you can also plan your day around it. Like visualizing it and having it there to see what you need to do for me is just like it's helped a lot reduce stress because I'm not in my head thinking, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do this. Where am I going to fit this in? I can see it, I can plan it, I can do it.
Yeah, time management. A lot of it, I always see it comes back to that because, like we've already touched on, you got relationship stress, training stress, work stress.
It's a whole lot of stresses.
Those things, you know, you can't really remove. You can manage them to a degree, but they're always going to be there.
Yeah.
The stress that you can manage is like, okay, I'm running late, fuck, or I have so many things I need to do. You need to manage your time better so you can break it down. Like what I did, I broke my study into blocks. So an hour on this day because I have more time this day, or an hour on this day. So I broke it. I Google Calendar actually.
Yeah.
Track. You can map out. So I'm like, all right, I map out my day. I eat meal 1 here. I put my 5 meals in. I put my work block in, my gym block in, and then that's all the time. Outside of that, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
So you really break down your days to the meals. Yeah,
okay. Well, you don't have to go that in depth. No. That's just the way that it was sort of explained to me. And I did that because it sort of just, like, instead of doubling up where I was like, oh, I need time to study, but I don't want to study and eat because I need to rest and eat because stress.
Yep. You just got to find what works for you, really.
Yeah, so I broke down to, all right, what's my top priority? Well, obviously work, income. So that goes in. What's my next priority? Well, physique goals. So meals and training, and then coaching goes in there. So I put in like times like Saturday and Sundays are probably my biggest coaching days because I have more time. So like all my like program updates, meal plan updates, all that goes into one of those days. Check-ins on a Friday because I finish work early. And then from Monday to Thursday, outside of training, I have all this time where I've sort of like, all right, I'm going to do an hour here, an hour there.
I'm gonna have to definitely try that because I've got it down to like the simplest thing. Like, right, this day's this day's that. Like, I've got footy training Tuesday, so I know I've got to go to the gym in the morning. I got to take Wednesday as a rest day to recover because that's such a big day, and then Thursday I'm back to 2 days. But yeah, I think I definitely should have a look at that Google Planner because that sounds a lot better than what I'm doing.
Just like because when you're sitting, you're like, fuck, I have so much to do. But then when you look at this, you're like, fuck, I have so much time. Like, as long as you're obviously not neglecting sleep to stay up late to do these things. Yeah,
well, one of the things we've got here is sleep is the biggest fixer. Like it's the one thing that you can do for free. Like you don't have to think about it, and it'll help you fix your stress and a lot of other things in life, which we'll touch on in future podcasts. But everything kind of comes back to sleep.
Sleep, it's the biggest one, especially like you got your time management down. You get your sleep down, everything else will just fall into place pretty well.
Yeah, well, sleep helps you reset your nervous system, helps you reset your cortisol, which we can get into a future pod about those sort of things. But it pretty much just resets your whole body, resets your mind, and then you can go again the next day.
But problem is, if you constantly have high stress, if you're in a high stress environment, your sleep will be impacted.
Yes.
So you need to get the things right first before your sleep can really take full effect of that. So we've already touched on time management. We've already touched on walking. There's some really big benefits.
Definitely.
If you really want to improve your sleep, we can even look at supplementation, things like that.
Yeah.
It will definitely help relax the body.
Yeah, at the moment I'm just doing, I just do a glass of water with some hydration, probably about a couple of hours before bed, and that's pretty much it. And that's just purely just routine, just so my body knows, right, I'm refueling for the next day, I'm getting ready for bed. Like it's just like a trigger for me to get ready for bed. But you can do all different types of things. I know people do teas, they do there's sleep supplements out there, which I'm sure we can dive into.
I take one, it's called Big Z's from Bees Farm, I think it's called. It's Eddie Hall's brand.
There you go. I've never heard of it.
My coach recommended it to me, mostly because I can't get enough sleep as much as I'd like.
Yeah, I struggle too, especially with my tour days. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, like it's hard. You've got to be up at 4, but like you can't get to bed. Like I can't get to bed at 8 o'clock. Like I've got too many things to do, I guess. Maybe I just need to work on my time management. But I definitely still would struggle to get to sleep at 8 o'clock. My body just is so wired for like at least 9 o'clock at the earliest.
Yeah. So that was something that I struggled with. I was at max probably 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot better now because I'm not getting up as early for work.
Yeah.
But when we're doing the early starts, it was 5 hours. So that's when we looked at a sleep supplement to help improve the quality.
Yeah.
And I take that. I also take Digest Max as well with my last meal to help the digestion, get that done, because if you should know, if you go to bed on a full stomach, you can't do sleep. You can't. Your body wants to relax.
Yeah, I think is it 3 hours before bed you kind of want to stop food and water.
Yeah, something like that.
It's around about that. I was looking into it a little bit this past week because I definitely noticed I've been trying to stay hydrated, but some days I'll slack during the day, so I try and cram it in at night. But then you're waking up in the middle of the night having to go to the toilet. And one thing that I've learned about improving your sleep is you want to avoid all light as much as possible. So if you're getting up to go to the toilet and turn the light on, your body then thinks, oh, that's the sun. I better wake up. So you really struggle to get back to sleep. And that's something for a few weeks that I struggled with. Now that I've tried to dial back my water intake before bed, like I stop at about 2-3 hours if I can. Like sometimes I can't. Like if I've got a big footy training session on a Tuesday night, I need to get in my hydration just for recovery. But just trying to manage that and improve. If I can get a good 5 hours of sleep, I think that's better than a shit 8 hours of sleep.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, so like even with the hydration, if you have a little, like you said, more electrolytes, if you took a better quality electrolyte, something like Hydra Max, which I take that in the morning, but you can take it at night because it helps pull the water into the actual body rather than just sit there. So you won't
just improves recovery.
So it pulls it into the muscles and like your electrolyte balance. You improve that throughout the day.
And that all comes back to helping with that stress too, because if your body's under less stress, your mind's going to be under less stress.
Yes.
So if we can optimize, especially for people who are training heavily and a lot of hours throughout the week, if you can optimize your recovery, your stress is going to decrease in some form.
And the biggest thing that comes to it is your digestion as well. That plays a huge role because your gut and your brain talk. Like if your gut is unhappy, your brain's unhappy.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I've actually been struggling with lately, just because I went on, over the Christmas break and sort of into mid-January, I was cutting pretty heavily and I was getting into good shape for pre-season. And I was eating very clean, very, very strict. And then I sort of relaxed that off a bit, and so my meal times were a bit off, and what I was consuming week to week was different, and it really impacted my gut really badly. So I've started trying to regulate my meal times, and I've actually started taking a probiotic. And could be placebo, could just be down to eating better again, which probably is, and hydrating. But now my digestion's a lot better. It's improved my sleep, and my body was definitely under a lot more stress because of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll talk about digestion for a little bit because I think it's going to have a good flow-on effect to stress in terms of how to manage it. But see, supplementation with your digestion, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword in a way. Sometimes the supplement itself isn't as high quality as you think, and you actually don't absorb any of it. Or if it is high quality, your gut health, if it's very poor, it won't absorb it at all.
Which I think is what my situation kind of was. My gut health was very poor, and even when I was eating these nutrition dense meals, my body wasn't absorbing any of it. I was hungry again in an hour.
Yeah, and so some of the biggest things for that is just resting. Like rest and digest is a thing, but sitting down when you eat your meals in a low stress environment. So say like sometimes that's hard to avoid, but like say you're working on your clothing brand. Instead of working on that and eating at the same time, you take a break from that. And you sit down, you don't try not to have any screens or anything like that, and you eat and you chew properly.
I'm bad for just shoveling food in and just getting it down.
Yeah, I come victim to that quite a bit, especially when I'm rushed. But obviously not every meal can be perfect, but the more meals you can make perfect in the perfect scenario is more ideal. Eating good foods consistently, eating the right foods consistently,
Yeah.
which will then obviously have a good flow and effect because you're fueling your body with what they need.
You don't necessarily mean like you need to be eating chicken every meal every day. You're just more so getting at like chicken rice. But you're just sort of getting at you need whole foods. You need a whole food diet consistently.
Yes. Yeah. So
what would a structured day of eating, just quickly, look like for someone who's trying to improve their gut health?
Oh, perfect. This is like meal one is overnight oats, 100%.
My go-to.
So the oats during the overnight process, they what's it called, like a fermentation?
Yeah, fermentation. Yep.
And it increases the bacteria on them,
Yep.
which when you eat it, it sits in the gut for longer because it's got to break it down.
Yep. And which that probiotic that I'm taking naturally would be in your fermentation.
Yes. So you get that, and if you add some chia seeds and flax seeds as well.
Yeah, I did chia seeds, so definitely helped. Which, just to quickly, that also could be another reason why my gut health went to shit, because I stopped doing that.
Yes, definitely a problem.
So that could actually, I didn't think of that.
Flax seeds is probably the biggest driver.
Mm-hmm.
I got this from Dr. Dwayne Jackson, who does the nutrition course for Prescript.
Oh, okay, yep.
He heavily sort of drilled into us about the flaxseed, the high fiber content, omega-3s, things like that.
Yep.
So adding that into people's plans, seeing good results. And then obviously, micronutrients, berries, things like that.
Yeah.
So overnight oats, perfect meal one.
Yep. Meal two.
Meal two, you just can't beat chicken and rice.
Not really. It's simple. It's easy.
I
think my struggle with it was
too.
taking it to just chicken and rice. You need to make sure you throw some greens in there, throw some veggies.
So veggies, chicken, the rice is good because it is a bit of a faster digesting carb source.
Yep.
And there is a little bit of science behind where when you bulk cook it, put it in the fridge overnight, it does the same process as the oats.
Yeah,
It builds up a little bit more bacteria or starch, resistant starch. That's what it does. It builds resistant starch overnight, which again takes longer for your gut to break down.
Okay. And keeps you fuller for longer?
Not necessarily full of, a little bit, yeah, but your gut bacteria feeds off it and loves the shit.
Just loves it. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of science behind that.
Food for the gut.
As well. But yeah, your chicken, obviously it's again another easy digestible source.
Yeah.
With your veggies, I don't know if you heard of low FODMAP.
No.
So it's low fibrous content vegetables that are easiest for your gut to break down.
Yeah, okay, because fiber's pretty hard to break. Not hard to break down, but it takes your body a lot longer.
Yeah, so instead of just jam, because you got two different types, you got insoluble and soluble, things like that. So your low FODMAP is really good. Like it'll contain things like, I think, bell peppers, cucumbers.
Yep.
Well, bell peppers are capsicums.
Yeah.
You're
still American. You're watching too much American shit.
I've lost my thought now. I think beetroot as well, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember. I got a list that I refer to.
Yep. But if you want to have a look at that, just search up, what was it?
Low FODMAP.
Low FODMAP.
For your vegetables. And you want to consume a lot of them because they're a bit easier. When your gut health is poor and it really struggles to break down foods and you're already jamming it with the oats and potentially the rice, you don't want to just keep filling it full of these hard to digest vegetables. You want some nice, soft, easy things to digest as well. So filling up your bulk of nutrients with that really helps.
What's some examples of a good vegetable for a bad gut, I guess?
Bell peppers.
Just those. Oh, those low FOD.
Yeah, low FOD.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, cool. Yep.
If you want to add something to really improve digestion as well, is sauerkraut or kimchi.
Yes.
Fermented vegetables.
Yep. So everything with good bacteria will really help your gut out.
Definitely. So that is just an example of breakfast and potentially even 2 or 3 of your meals. I know I had a client that I still work with. He injured his knee. You know who I talk about. He injured his knee, wasn't being able to do a lot of training. So he took the time to really work on his gut health, and he ate only 4 meals a day. The overnight oats meal, and then like 3 of the different meat sources. Wasn't just always chicken. Yeah. We did like salmon, because that's another really good,
high in omega.
Yeah, and it's just really easy to break down as well. And then we did like just a regular beef as well. Yeah. And then we did one rice, did a canola, which is kind of like rice, but it's a bit higher in protein as
Okay.
well.
Yep.
And fiber. So
Yep.
again, good for the gut. And then potatoes as well, which is more of a starchier carb source, slower to break down. We put that later in the night because he is a big guy. He's hungry.
Yeah,
So
you're a hungry guy.
we need to sort of work on the gut health as well as keep him full without, because he wasn't moving. We can't just load him up with 5+ meals.
Exactly.
So we did that we still currently follow that plan actually.
Yeah.
And from our first period together, the amount of calories he had to eat to grow was a lot.
It was upwards of 4,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then now we're 3.5 and we're seeing good results just because he's breaking it down better.
Yep.
And he's worked on a bit of stress as well.
Getting more of that nutrition.
Yeah, getting more of the nutrients.
That's what I'm looking for.
From the foods that we
wanted. Couldn't speak for a second.
So that was a good little rant about gut health.
Yeah, so pretty much fermentation, good bacteria for the gut, and just whole foods.
Yeah.
Cool. I've got a couple takes here. I want to know your opinion on them. So, busy doesn't equal impressive.
No.
I think this is a big one. I'll just quickly jump in here. I tried to be doing this podcast, work, clothing brand, and a couple other things. Just try to jam it all at once, be busy. And I thought that was the way to success, but I've slowly figured out that it's just a way to raise your stress and lose control of your time pretty much. So don't think that is too correct.
No. The way I was in a similar position trying to do too much at once.
Yep.
And then when I've sort of broken it down to like your priority system.
Yeah.
And then that just removed heaps of just overwhelming stress off my brain because I'm like, all right, I know what I need to do now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do a million things today.
Yeah.
I need to do these 3 things really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they can sort of take off and get to a position where I want them to be, I can add the other stuff in later.
Yeah. I was trying to think of it. I seen a podcast. It was talking about everyone has New Year's resolutions and things like that. But you got to kind of sit back and think, right, this is what I'm doing now, and I can't fit anything else in. So I can't add, I've got to replace. So you got to kind of take one thing out to put another thing in.
Yes.
Because I tried to, especially at the start of this year, I tried to just add, and you're good for a month or so, and then you burn out, you become stressed, everything else falls into this pit, suffers. And you really struggle. So I think, don't listen to people who say being really busy is impressive.
No. You can be very busy and very unproductive at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a victim of that for a long
Definitely
time.
Same. And then I think another one I've got here is most anxiety is unmanaged stress. And it comes back to all the things we just talked about, time management, so on and so
things
forth.
Like that. Yeah, and you don't want to run away from stress. Like, you need it. Like we've already touched on.
Yeah, well, you've got too little stress, you're lazy.
Yeah.
Too much stress, you're burnt out. Optimal stress, you're sharp, focused, ready to go.
Yeah. And your anxiety management is the exact same as your stress management.
Yeah.
Like they go hand in hand. You don't need to go to the doctor and get anxiety management pills.
Yeah. You got to try and do the things. You got to really analyze your life before that. Some people, like we're not going to say that you don't need those things. Fair. Not some people have things that they go through. Maybe that's what they need to do. But I think if you look at a lot of people's lives and they're taking these pills, they've got a lot of other things that they can focus on and improve before that would even come into play. I went to the doctor and thought, because I was struggling with anxiety and that sort of thing. And he told me all this stuff and he said, here's some pills. And I was like, I'm not taking these because I know that there's probably other things I can improve first. Yeah. And I worked on myself and those other things, just lifting better, eating better. And magically the stress went down, the anxiety went away.
Yes. A little bit of a rant here. Another one. I hate doctors. I don't hate the medical system. I think it's just poorly brought on to the doctor. Well, the doctors poorly explain it to people.
Yeah.
They just prescribe.
Yeah.
They don't treat.
Everything has a pill.
Yeah. And it's not that the pill, taking these medicine is a bad thing. It's just that there's more that can be done outside of that beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's not even like that big hitters. Like
no.
you can pretty...
You can break it down to pretty simple things.
Yes.
Eat cleaner, move your body, and sleep better.
Yeah.
Like that's 3 simple things you can do to really improve your life and lower your stress.
Yes, and you don't even have to do all 3 at once. You just pick one, work on it, and then add the rest in later.
There's a story that I heard recently about this really overweight guy who hadn't left the house in years. Lived in this house. It was piled from floor to ceiling in dishes, like absolutely terrible lifestyle. And what they did the first day, they brought in a vacuum. That was it.
Yeah.
Second day, they plugged in the vacuum. That was it. Third day, they turned on the vacuum. That was it. And before you knew it, the house was clean. He was outside again. Like his life changed completely. You don't need to do everything at once.
Yeah, definitely. There's layers to it.
Definitely layers. That's a good way to break it down. There's layers to everything. If you can break it down to each layer, it's going to make things seem less intimidating.
100%. And a little bit back on the medical system, a lot of your chronic health issues that arise from high stress, they don't treat you with high stress. They treat you with like, oh, your cortisol is extremely elevated. We need to give you this pill to lower it. When in reality is you're just stressed, bro.
Yeah, it's as pretty simple as that.
You don't even need to go to the gym and have all those outside like physical stresses that we just talked about.
Yeah.
You can just have relationship, work stress.
Yeah.
And then you don't even need to go to the gym.
You could just have work stress. You could just have relationship stress, and it could be enough.
Most people do. And then, their stress rises, all these other things rise. They get sick or unwell.
Yeah.
Get these chronic diseases that...
Yeah, well, stress is a big... it's linked to a lot of heart disease and along the lines of those other things.
Yeah. And then they go to the doctor. They get prescribed this pill that lowers it, and it does lower it, but it doesn't remove the issue at hand.
It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Really, it's just a Band-Aid.
So when they get their bloods done, which if the doctor prescribes you to get you a blood test, you're doing pretty well already.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hard to get one. It's hard to get one for all the things you actually need it for.
Yes. So you'll get some ripped off version of a blood test.
Yeah.
And then they look at that and go, oh, yeah, this is high. Here's these medication. And then you take it, and then you get another bloods done again, and it's better.
Yeah.
But are you better?
Yeah. You take away the pills, the root cause is still there.
Yeah. So where you just reduce the stress, and then all that other stuff will fall into place.
Yeah. I've just got a couple of things here that are signs of when you're stressed, and I've just broken them down. So there's 3 things quickly. You wake tired, you're snappy, and you're wired at night. One's for the morning, so you wake tired. One's during the day, you're snappy. And the third one is you're wired at night. That's your whole day where you could be stressed.
Yeah.
That literally just shows like it's 3 simple things, but that's your whole day you've just spent being stressed.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really important thing to, one, acknowledge. Like you've got to take that step and acknowledge, right, I'm stressed. There's what are the stresses, and these are what are causing it, and then you got to bring a practical solution in. So like we spoke about, going for that walk without your phone. If your phone's the stressor, get away from it.
Yes.
Like take that time to get away from it. If work's the stressor, once you finish work, step away from it. Don't be thinking about what happened at work or what's happening tomorrow at work. You got to find ways to get away from that stress, and then you can tackle it, like you said, with time management and planning out your day, so you're not thinking, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. Work stress is a tricky one because there is some careers out there that it is hard to get away. Like
definitely
being extreme, but like you're a brain surgeon, heart surgeon.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably on call 24/7.
Yeah, like that's kind of hard stress to manage. But you take it down, like you're an electrician, you got stress at work. It's pretty easy to switch off after work.
Yeah, but even when we're on call, like when you're on call, like I guess you're on call 24/7. But while you're not on a call out, I've had to teach myself to stop thinking about the call you're not going to get. Like you could go a whole week without getting a call. But then you've just spent the whole week, especially my first one, I spent the whole week stressing about the next call that was going to come.
Yeah.
And same thing, that made that trigger response for getting notifications straight away, fight or flight. But you just got to sit back and, focus on the things in front of you, like your relationship or work on your business, and, enjoy that process. And when the call comes, you switch into that mode, you got to really break it down. Give a couple fixes that the viewers can take away for stress just quickly. Right. What do you got?
So going back over some things, so it would be actually a big one that we haven't really talked about is just control your breathing.
Yeah, let's actually go into that.
We haven't really spoken about that yet. So that's something I've really implemented a lot recently, especially mostly around improving my digestion.
Yep.
But it is also a form of stress management, and I utilize it. I want to start using it in the morning more. I don't do that enough, but I use it post-workout.
Yep. Is it meditation or not quite?
Oh, not quite, because we can dive into meditation. That is something I want to start in.
Yeah.
I'll start bringing in. But yeah, so like better breathing mechanics is just like I implement it post-workout, because that is, for me, the most stressed my body is going to be throughout the day, because I've just smashed it through the training session. I've now changed my training a little bit, which I can go into a little bit around stress management, because I was coming from a really high chronic stress state. So I've sort of, instead of taking everything to failure and beyond, I've sort of kept a little bit of reps in reserve. More recently with my training, and working with a new coach has really helped allow me to stick to that, because it was really hard to sort of leave something in the tank before.
Yeah, we're both pretty guilty. Been pretty guilty of doing that. You want to feel like you're getting the most out of your sessions, so like killing yourself is the way you get that feeling, but you definitely see the negative effects of it after training.
So now that is managing my stress while in the gym. I also don't listen to metal or drum and bass or anything like that I used to listen to. I either listen to a podcast or some calm music, like not like calm music, but just chill music. Yeah. And I find out my workouts are better now.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like that approach. Sometimes for a leg day when it's like later in the block and I really need to like get up, I'll put on some music in between sets, but
gives that extra little boost.
Yeah. So that is managing my stress while in the gym. And then post gym, I want to calm myself down a little bit. So I like, on my way home, I try not to listen to any music or anything. And I'll just sort of just control my breathing on the way home. I like to take a deep inhale, hold it, and then exhale longer than what my inhale was.
Yeah, okay.
And
3 in, hold, 5 out kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I do 4 in and then 7 out.
Okay, yeah.
It's like what I'm trying to aim for. And that in itself is, so when I get home, I'm already a lot calmer than what I was. So I can dive straight into my post-workout meal and digest it properly.
Yep.
And it just helps calm the body down.
Just getting that heart rate down.
Yeah. What you shouldn't do is use that every time you feel stressed.
Yeah.
As then you kind of destroy your fight or flight response.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So I only use that post-workout. And in the morning, I do want to start some meditation. But the thing with meditation is, I've been diving into it. Self-guided meditation isn't really meditation, because you're like not focusing on nothing. You're focusing on
meditating.
You're focusing on meditating.
Yeah.
So you're not really clearing the mind, but it is a good place to start. But you just shouldn't stay there. You should really get to a point where you can just sort of sit down and not hear anything and just keep yourself
in the moment.
Your mind.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good one. I use that to go to bed.
Yeah.
I get sometimes on my mind will just start wandering, and it's hard to stop. But if I just take a moment just to, I don't even have a count or anything. I just in, out, just focus on my breathing, and I'm out like a light most times. It's been really good. That's what I've been doing for the last, probably only 3 weeks. But especially with the moving into a new environment, new bed, like, you know what I mean? It's a bit harder to get sleep. You're not as regulated. So to help me get my sleep, I just been focusing on that, and it seems to work. Like, I don't really know the research or science behind it, but
it's just your nervous system regulation.
Yep, there you go.
Things like that, which I've been diving into a little bit. Like, we can do a whole nother podcast on that topic too. Yeah,
that's a good fix for you guys to take away. Just simple, breathe.
Pretty
it's as simple as that. Another one I think anyone can do is just move your body. Just get out for a walk. You know, go do your favorite style of training. Just something, just an outlet. You just need an outlet to release, even if it's as simple as playing video games. I know we used to do that a lot. Like, it was a good outlet to escape from all the I guess real world problems.
Yeah. The issue that I've come to with that now is that you do that and you're fine, but when you stop,
exactly, it does come back. But everyone will have their own way of managing it. You just got to make sure you find one. If you let it build up, that's where things go wrong. And really, stress isn't the enemy. unmanaged stress is. Like we spoke about before, and I've said it a few times now, little stress isn't good. Too much stress isn't good, but optimal stress is good. So really just go through, plan your day. I think time management,
bring in your time management, add in, some time. If you're really stressed, some time for walking without your phone or music.
Exactly.
Add in some breathing, like proper nasal breathing through that. And then you should be pretty, that's the basics of stress management right there.
Yeah. Time management, sleep, that'll really help. Cool. I think we've covered a fair bit in this podcast. If there's anything else that you want us to cover from today's episode, put it in the comments. And we'll see you guys next week.
That was good.
That was